I'm TarotOracle, and look what just came in. It is the Kitten Shops Playful Heart Tarot. Absolutely cute presentation. A+. A+. I got a thank you bear. Hope you enjoy. Thank you. Thank you for the thank you bear. Look at the little wrapper we got here. Isn't that cute? It's like a little candy wrapper. And within here we have the Playful Heart Tarot. Now here's a little preview here with the cards. There's one. How cute is that? And here's the other side. Again, too cute. This is so cute. Link in the description if you want to check this out. Oh, I think it's upside down. There we go. It's upside down. The Playful Heart Tarot. Let's unwrap this and check out all of that. Let's see. We got our standard knife to get this open. Am I going to be able to get it open? Let's hope so. Let's hope so. There we go. You just have to have patience with me and I can get it open. Nicely wrapped and everything. I like this. Okay, let's get rid of the box. Cool. The Playful Heart Tarot. Let's check this out here. Get the seal open. So this is an indie deck, by the way, as you can probably figure it out. And this runs you, I think it was 50 base. And it comes in a tuck box, as you can see, and cards inside. So there is the front, and then there is the back of the, oh wow, look at the shimmer. Look at the shimmer on that. Very nice, very nice. And here are the backs of the cards. It's got kitten chops. Let's check these out. Let's check these out. The Fool. What a wild implementation. That's cool. I like that. So the dog just sort of is hanging out. The dog is like, you know, I'm going to be here. Y'all go ahead and jump. I'm going to be here and hanging out. I like that. I love the font on the bottom of these. By the way, cardstock is pretty standard. Not a lot of movement. It's nice cardstock. Nice and thick. All right. And the Magician. That is interesting. I like the interpretation here. Sort of just the waves coming off, like their power is coming out of the wand. Their power is sort of focused within the wand. And the High Priestess, I like that. So it's underwater. So instead of the traditional sort of, you know, curtains and whatnot, we have the water being your veil. So you don't have to come out from behind the veil. The Empress got a couple of little kittens. That's too cute. Whole deck is cute. Like the Emperor, just having a coffee, sitting there, just sort of chilling out, having a coffee. Let's do this so I can use my right hand here for this. All right, Hierophant. Again, pretty cool. That's the one from the postcard, isn't it? Hierophant? Yeah, Hierophant from the postcard. I like that. That is so cute. Postcard's thick too. All right, the Lovers. Very, very cute. It's interesting that she's sort of looking at, or that one's sort of looking at that one, but that one's looking away. That is interesting. I can see some interpretation meanings from that. Then the Chariot. The Chariot. That's too cute. It's like, what's happening here? I'm not really sure. Is this person running? Or is this person using a wand for something? Not really sure. And then there's Strength. Sort of the Embrace of the Lion. The Embrace of the Lion. Hermit just has a cat and then a skull. And the skull's lighting. So the light is actually the skull. I like that. I like that interpretation. Then we have the Wheel. Pretty much a standard color wheel there. And Justice. So instead of a weight. Ooh, I like that. I like the heart with the sort of the sword embedded within it kind of thing. That's pretty cool. And the arms are the actual fulcrums or whatever from the weight. And the Hanged Man. That's interesting. Sort of cocoon, ready to come out of the cocoon. Death. So Death, we have a bit of a tear going on here. And then we have the Rebirth as the flower is reborn. And then Temperance, we're sort of mixing things, mixing colors within there. I like that. Sort of like a colorful acorn kind of feel. And then the Devil. So instead of the two minions, we have, look at the teeth on the cat. The teeth on the cat. Sort of this unusual interpretation for there, but still pretty cool. The Tower. things are just falling and we're sort of leaping off of it. And the star, ooh, like that. That looks really cute. The star looks good. There she's looking upon the star. And then the moon, I like the heart. It is a Playful Heart Tarot. And the sun, wow, that's pretty. That's pretty. I like her use of colors on that. That's really nice. So obviously this looks like watercolor. Well done, too. A lot of, because some of these colors are difficult to make in watercolor. Especially sort of the yellow, then the blue, and then the green all separated. And then Judgment looks pretty cool. That rebirth feel. Everyone's getting reborn. Wow, what a pretty card the world is. That looks really good. So all sorts of action, all sorts of cats within the world there. We have the Ace of Wands. So the fire element is just coming out of the cloud. So instead of just a hand coming out of the cloud, we have the hand and the face coming out of the cloud. And everyone is sort of celebrating and all of that. The Two of Wands, Dominion. There we go, Dominion. The Three of Wands, Virtue. I like that. I like that. That looks pretty cool. That does remind me of Virtue, the thought, doesn't it? Four of Wands, that home feel. Everyone's home. We have all of the action there. And the Five of Wands, the conflict. Got a couple of people frowning, shocked, in angst, pain, and then someone in the middle. Oh, I like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is too cute. So yeah, that's interesting interpretation of that, because every individual has a different, it's like a race, obviously, but every individual has a different interpretation of this. Do you see that? That's kind of interesting how that works. And the Lord of Victory, I am number 1. And Seven of Wands, sort of being defensive with a lot of fire coming at you. Eight of Wands with the movement. There's some arrows, and there are some arrows with sort of a flower on the end of them. And the Nine of Wands, okay, with sort of a metal. That's interesting, sort of a metal interpretation there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's check out the rest of them here. The 10. So the 10, bit of burden. Looks like a wrestling match almost. A bit of burden there. And then the Page, sort of relaxed there with the lollipop. Then the Knight has the fire element, almost like with a cheetah aspect within that. And then the Queen. I like the Queen. That's very cool. So relaxed on the beach. And then the King. Not really sure what's going on there. The King, a hospital, maybe a doctor or something. Not really sure. All right, move on to the Cups. Here we go. The Ace of Cups. That birth of water. That instantiation of water. And then the Two of Cups for love and for relationships. All right. And the Three of Cups. All the friends are hanging out. They're very cool. Very cool. Three of Cups is a very positive card. It doesn't mean just friends. And then we have the Four of Cups, sort of hanging out and just enjoying. And the Five of Cups, a bit of that sadness within there. Cups are not spilled. We have the Six of Cups, sort of sharing a moment there. And the Seven of all of the different choices that we have here. A lot of different choices. Having my coffee this morning, by the way. All right. And the Eight. Very interesting. Abandoning and moving on. Abandoning and moving on. That is an interesting interpretation, because there's light over there. And just because you're abandoning it does not mean that everything is over. Things still continue. I like this interpretation. Things are still continuing on, but you are sort of abandoning it, and you have a light. In other words, you know where you're going. That is an interesting interpretation. I like that. You know where you're going with this. You're not just blind, right? You're not just blinded. And then the 9, pretty positive, pretty central there. The 10, we have everything. We have the rainbow. We have the children. We have the happy family. Page, again, with that. Not really sure what's going on with the heads. Not really sure what's going on with the heads. Is that just somebody watching over me? And then we're listening to music, apparently. And then the Knight. Sort of looking at the cup, pretty traditional Knight of Cups. And the queen is looking at her cup as well. And the king is looking forward instead of at his cup. So again, a bunch of rays. It'd be kind of interesting. We have the penetration of Kether into the real world, the Ace of Swords, and the, all right, so it's sort of bleeding out, almost the bleeding out sort of the light. That's very cool. We have the Two of Swords. Sort of wrapped up there. And the Three of Swords, heartbreak with, I don't know what that thing is, but it's penetrating. And the Four of Swords, relaxing. Not sure what's going on with the plane, but okay. We're just relaxing next to an airport, apparently. The Five of Swords, that is an interesting interpretation of that. Sort of there's this overlying power that has been stabbed, and we're trying to work against it, and it looks like that. So the Lord of Defeat, we have, I'm not sure what it's a box of Kleenex, or maybe something, maybe a genie has emerged, and the genie has flammable noses. Not really sure, but that's interesting. The Lord of Defeat. So we're trying to defeat something much greater than ourselves. It's already been injured, right? It's already been injured. And the Six of Swords, making that trip, making that pathway along the way as we sort of go along. And the Seven. Okay, that's interesting. We're going to steal some things. But that is, okay. So they're sneaking with using the swords, or sneaking away from somebody at a table. I think that's an interesting interpretation. For the Eight, a bit of that sorrow there, a bit of the sorrow. The Nine with the nightmares and all the demons and stuff that are going on. That is pretty cool looking. I mean, you know, pretty cool looking. And then Overkill, the Ten of Swords, where everything is just not too well, and the smiley face has been defeated with lots and lots of swords. All right, and then the Page. Oh, interesting. Like, I want to go that way. That's where we're going. That is my determination. Then the Knight, very, very active. Knight's always been very active, and it's still active within that as well. I like all the patterning that she did with that. And then we have the Queen of Swords, sort of a communication with it being a business. Same with the King. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. We have a helicopter. All sorts of interesting interpretations of that. He has a deck of cards, which I find interesting, right? So he could be a dealer, or he could be playing somebody. I thought that would be an interesting interpretation there. Who is he playing? Is he playing against someone, or what's going on? And the Ace of Pentacles. All right, here we have the juggling Two of Pentacles. Very, very pretty. Very pretty. The snake eating its own tail and smiling about it. But that's interesting that we have sort of a filled here but unfilled here balancing act. And the Three, I'm working on things. I'm starting a new prospect and things are going well. The Four, I'm hanging on to what I have. Very interesting. No pentacle in the head, no pentacle in the hands, but the closed body language is there. So the Five is interesting. They're lost somewhere, and they have things maybe chasing them. So it's not just, okay, here's sort of the church, but it's not just that they're alone and they're broke. It's like one person's given up and one person has not. Now that is an interesting interpretation, and I like that. I like the fact that one person may not be ready to give up in the Five of Pentacles. I like that interpretation because that can be used quite a bit, right? Because if one person's just like, no, screw it, this is difficult, I'm giving up, and the other person is not. 6, 7, I've planted things, but I'm fertilizing it. I'm actively fertilizing what I've planted. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. So you've planted your seeds. Now you're fertilizing it, trying to get it to hurry. Is that going to be productive? Maybe not, or maybe so. You don't know. And the 8, I'm working on it. Lots of people working together, sort of a culmination of people getting together and working on it. The 9 and the 10. And then finally we have the Page. I like it. Looking at the Pentacle, pretty standard. And the Knight of Pentacles. I'm looking out on the field, a very Thoth interpretation there. I like that. I'm looking out on the field, and I'm proud of my accomplishments. And the Queen. Now that is interesting. A queen, a harvest of things. And the King, pretty cool. There we go. So now we have a couple of extra cards. I like that. All right, let's take a look at the extra cards. Move these aside. So with things are easier than you think, pretty much an interesting interpretation there. Things are easier than you think. We have a yes, have embraced your inner child, and you are free. And we have sort of a thank you card. Cuteness is a direct way to the vine, to the spirit. We all love cuteness while we are young and curious, and then tend to leave our enthusiasm for it behind. But young or not, so young, cuteness is a powerful remedy and is a sure way to bliss. Seeing something cute is instantly heart-melting and heart-opening. If you practice extending the time you spend in the open-hearted feeling place, magic can happen, and the Playful Heart Tarot can help. Overall, 10 out of 10. I can't wait to use this. I'm going to use this every day on the stream, I swear. This is awesome. Look how beautiful this is. Let me throw a thank you card over here. Beautiful, beautiful deck. And I absolutely adore this deck. So can't wait to use this. And you will see this on the stream probably all the time. So yeah, I like it. That is the Playful Heart Tarot. And link in the description if you want one where you can pick it up. Thank you for joining me. Please hit like and subscribe. I have a 4K flip through coming soon as well.